Teachers, educators, reading coaches, I am so excited to bring you this lesson planning with Poppy AI. I have been planning this for quite a while, and I was trying to think of something that would make the biggest impact with a teacher. And the science of reading is something that I'm very passionate about. I work with the Reading League South Carolina, and I'm super passionate about teachers understanding the science of reading more clearly. I'm letters trained. I really am excited to show you what I was able to do with Poppy AI. And I did it once just to make sure everything flowed correctly. And so now I'm going to try to do as much of it live for you. So as you can tell in other lessons, if you have not seen my other lesson teaching you what the Poppy AI board is all about, this is a board. This is my Science of Reading lesson plan board that I created. And what I did here is I made a group called Science of Reading Background Research. And inside that, and you can see that you can make this bigger or smaller. So inside that board, let me pinch to zoom and just bring it here so you could see it. I put several videos. This is the amazing thing about Poppy AI that's very different from just using Chat GPT only or Claude AI only. You know, you can't do a lot of the things that maybe in the future you'll be able to do more of these things. But as of right now, we can drop videos in Poppy AI. So you can drop in videos, you can drop in voice recordings, you can drop in mind maps. So like, let's just go ahead and put a mind map here, and I'll just say, uh, focus on the science of reading. So science of reading focused lesson plan. And it's going to be specifically about phoneme segmentation. And all of my kindergarten, first grade teachers would be really familiar with phoneme segmentation, what that means. But for any of the laymen, that's just going to basically be, how does a teacher teach reading in a way that they break it down from the smallest thing, which is the actual phonemes, the sounds words make, in order to produce a word. So it's all like the building blocks of learning how to read. So in the very first box, I named it Science of Reading Background Research. And inside that box, I put different videos that would be basically knowing the basics of the science of reading. It's a whole philosophy and basically neuroscience and the brain. This is a blog post that I wrote about neuroscience and the science of reading and how that everything is based on the brain-based research. So I took that blog post and I stuck it in there. I took a case study from a California school that used letters to be trained as letters, trained teachers in the science of reading. I put in a science of reading video where an actual teacher was teaching in her classroom the letters-based, science of reading-based lessons. I stuck in the South Carolina state standards because I'm a South Carolina reading coach, and these would be lessons for a South Carolina teacher. And then I put in the South Carolina Teaching Standards Handbook. That is the 4.0 handbook that explains the rubric for South Carolina and how that is going to affect this lesson plan, because this is how our teachers are going to be measured. And then I also put in a science of reading blueprint handout that I had that's something I really like to refer to. And then finally, a phonics lesson plan, which is a letters-based lesson plan. It's a suggested flow of a phonics lesson and how it should be broken up. Then down here at the bottom, I took and I put in sample lessons, sample video lessons about phoneme segmentation and word chaining, because this is all kind of part of what I want to create here. And then I also put in a little Elkonin box. An Elkonin box is basically, think about if you're a layman, if you're somebody watching this video and you don't know what an Elkonin box is, if I had the word fish, eh, sh, it actually only has three sounds. Eh, sh. And so the student would take the little tiny counters, these color counters, and as I said, they would move the green counter up, and then they would move the yellow counter up, and then sh makes the, that's a digraphic, it's together. So that sound would be in a box, but the two letters together. So first they would push the counters into the box, and then they would write the sound that's associated with it. So the F would go here for fish, the I would go here for and then SH would go here for the sh sound. So that's basically what this whole lesson is trying to get across. So we're looking for we're looking for Poppy AI to imagine all of this together. So I'm going to make a voice recording. So, you could put in YouTube videos, which I did, TikTok videos, which I didn't add a TikTok video, but you could easily do it. You can add an Instagram video or an Instagram post. You can add text. You can add the chat, and I'm going to do that in a second. You can add websites, and I've got websites all over here. And then I uploaded a lot of documents and I made groups. So that's the basics of what Poppy, the features that are available to you and how I created those for this lesson plan. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a real quick voice recording to give a little bit of background on let's pretend that it's my class. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to record this as I'm talking out loud in the actual recording. Hey, Poppy, this is Mary, and I am writing a lesson plan. I want you to help me to perfect the lesson plan about phoneme segmentation and word chaining. This is going to be for a first grade classroom. And in this class, I have students who are in the same group that are, one of them is a multi-language learner. So they're an ESOL student. The next student is a gifted student. And then I have another student who has an IEP for learning disability. So they have a specific learning disability. So I want you to take all of this information into account as you help me with this lesson plan. And then I stop it, and now it's going to be generating that voice recording. And I really didn't want to drop it in there, but it doesn't matter. It's fine if I drop it in there. So now that I have all of that dropped in, I'm going to go ahead and I'll just go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. And now I'm going to pinch to zoom, and I'm going to just squish it down a little bit, and then I'm going to move it over because I'm going to be adding the chat box in. And whenever I add the chat box, that is going to make this a little bit different. So I'm going to move myself over here. Now, the cool thing about Poppy AI is that if you've ever heard of Notion, this actually has a Notion-like template over on the side. So I was able to put what I already thought through the prompting and what I wanted to ask it. So I put that over here for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and copy what I want to ask it first. And it's going to be kind of long because I really thought through it. So I'm going to be telling it to analyze the content in my lesson sample videos, phoneme segmentation and word chaining group, which is this one right here. And then tell me which pieces would be the most effective introducing phoneme segmentation to first grade students. And then consider student engagement and the science of reading research from this group, the science of reading background research group. Then using my lesson plan, there's a lesson plan template, and the content you've analyzed, create a 45-minute lesson plan that uses the recommended elements of anatomy of an effective lesson. So that's the phonics lesson plan there. Follow my lesson plan template exactly and adjust my lesson plan to incorporate some of the elements in the lesson plan, the videos. So in that the phoneme segmentation and word chaining group. And then I tell it to create a lesson plan that will specifically list all of the resources needed, explain how students will use each video and article, and provide clear steps for the activities, including the reference to the ELA standards document for South Carolina. And then I tell it, based on my voice memo about phoneme segmentation and word chaining, lesson goals, and student needs, modify the lesson plan to include visual supports for ML students, provide appropriate accommodations for special ed students, and offer extension activities for advanced learners. Now, that was a lot, but whenever I actually open up the chat, so here's the chat box, and I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to just drag it over here. I'm going to pinch to zoom a little bit more so that I can get more of that moved over so that you can see it clearly. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up here. And now I'm going to say, hi, Poppy. I am going to give you a chance to look through all of the items on the board and the resources before I begin asking you to do the next task. Okay? Do you understand? Okay, so before I do this, this is the cool thing about Poppy. Okay, so the cool thing about Poppy AI is that I can connect, instead of individually connecting every single one of these videos with this chat. That is why I put them all into a group, and I just have to connect one little tiny octopus leg. So I just connected that one octopus leg, and then I come down here and I connect the other octopus leg. And now all of that information, including my voice recording, is all funneling into the chat box. And so I'm going to move myself over here for a second. So now I'm going to give it a second to just look at what I've put on the board, and Poppy is starting to think. And so Poppy said, yes, I understand. Please take your time and review all the items and resources on the board. Once you're ready, feel free to ask me any questions or provide instructions for the next task. And so I'm going to say, are you ready? Because I'm ready. You know, I just want to know if Poppy's ready. And Poppy's thinking, and I'm asking him if he is ready. I think Poppy's a boy. I don't know. Poppy has a Santa hat. I want you guys to look over to the left and see Papa's Santa hat. All right, so I think Poppy's ready. I'm going to go ahead and hit paste. And this is the whole prompt, and it's going to take some time for Poppy to think. Okay, so he's disappointed. I think I gave him too much information, which is a good thing for us to find out. So let me just give him one little section at a time of that prompt. All right, so let him think about this first. All right, it's starting to actually go through it. Okay, so it took a second for Poppy to start thinking, but Poppy is going through tons and tons of ideas and information. They gave, it says to introduce phoneme segmentation to first grade students effectively. We can consider the content from the lesson sample video. So they actually, you know, it looked in the folder and it's starting to give some ideas. So some background ideas. Okay, so now I'm ready since I gave it that first section of the prompt. Now I'm going to ask it to use my lesson plan template, and I'll just give it the second section. Let's see if he's able to do this. All right. Poppy is thinking. Isn't this awesome? Then the one thing that I want to tell you while he's thinking is you have your choice between Claude or ChatGPT, which is why I went with Poppy AI, because I only have to pay one price for the year, and it includes what, I pay $21.60 a month for ChatGPT 4, and I pay $20 a month for Claude AI. So that was $480 a year, and Poppy AI was $324 at this present time. That's how much it cost for a year, which was, $100 something cheaper. And there's a $25 coupon that I have. So I get to refer a friend, and I get to earn $100 for every single person that I sign up. And so that's pretty awesome until a certain point. And then whenever they get enough users, that offer might go away. But it's a win-win for you and I. I get $100 and you get 25 off. So, that's a great thing. All you have to do is just check the link in my bio or check under this video, and you'll see a link for Poppy AI. And like I said, it will be an automatic $25 off coupon. If you wanted to go a different route and say get Poppy AI in Google, it'll take you to a link. You just have to write the word Mary, and it will give you the $25 off. So back to business. So now, to just show you what it has done, it gave pretty much what I asked for. A lesson plan that's 45 minutes long. It is pointing out the objective, the materials needed. It says an Alconin box, which that's what I'd showed you a little bit ago. Letter magnets or chips, whiteboard and markers. And this is something that any teacher that's teaching these items would have on hand already, especially if they've been letters trained. And then the video that they referred to is teaching phoneme segmentation, worksheets for words with segmentation practice, and ELA standards document for reference. And then it goes in stating the goal and the purpose, introduction, the guided practice. So the one thing is that they followed that phonics lesson plan, because the minutes and the topic items are exact. Stating goal and purpose, introduction, the guided practice for 10 minutes, the independent practice for 10 minutes, the extended practice, the closure, and then the assessment. And then it gave a reflection. And then remember, I was going to tell it the next part based on my voice memo, and I did put that part. I was able to insert that into it. So it already has that in the lesson plan. And so now I'm going to say, I just want to see if it will do this. So I'm an online instructor, as I told you. And so we have our parents are home with their child, obviously. And one thing that I would like for them is, after the lesson is over, having some type of handout that can be taken home or sent home with the parent so that they could practice this at home. So I wrote, create a student handout that can be taken home for parents to practice this skill with their students. Make sure that the worksheet connects directly to the lesson plan in detail. And now Poppy is thinking, and hopefully Poppy's going to come out with something great. Oh my word, they even put a little mini letter. This is making me so happy. Oh my word. Okay, teachers, you know what I'm saying. If you get a board like this already created, and all you have to do is switch out what you're asking them to do, imagine. So what it did, it did exactly what I asked. Dear parents, today in class we learned about phoneme segmentation, which is the ability to break words into individual sounds. This skill is important for developing strong reading and writing abilities. Below are some activities you could do at home with your child to reinforce what we learned in class. Objective: help your child practice breaking words into individual sounds. And then it gave materials that they needed, and it told about the Elkonin boxes, and then it gave them practice words. And each of those little letters, with the little slashes, we have something that, we call that something, but you just need to understand that it's That's what you need to understand it. It's saying the individual. So what is so exciting about this is that it gave instructions, it even gave activities. Beyond those instructions, it gave like extra activities, tips for success, why it matters, and then all you have to do is sign your name. Now, I want you to understand it also gave attached Elkonin boxes, so I could just include a little simple grid for them. People, this is what I want to tell you. Teachers know how hard it is to make sure that their lessons are structured according to the science of reading. And in South Carolina, our whole standards were totally rewritten to include the science of reading from the kindergarten all the way to the 12th grade. So because it's so impactful, and we've learned so much about why the brain science behind reading is important, and then brain science behind writing, because reading is decoding, but writing is encoding. It's input. So it's learning how to write is the encoding and reading is the decoding. So, learning the science behind the science of reading and the science of writing, it's hard to make sure that you're following things the way that you should. And so, if a teacher sets a board up like this, the board doesn't have to actually change. It could stay the same. And I want you to watch. I could disconnect this octopus leg and I could disconnect this octopus leg. I could then make another group by just hitting a folder. And let's say that they're not doing one on phoneme segmentation. And I can create a group about de deletion where they're deleting they're it's deletion, like they're deleting a sound or I could call it something totally different. There's so many different pieces. uh, I could just call it word chaining, and then they could work on going from one to the next one to the next. So I could just fill a folder full of word chaining, and the thing is, I can give the same prompt, change it to say word chaining instead of just phoneme segmentation. I could call it word chaining, and then it would give like a little bit more advanced lesson in the lesson plan. And then I would take the octopus, I would take the octopus leg, connect the body of research because the research is the same. See, so that's the same. And then I could connect this box, this group, instead of the old one. So it can constantly be creating you new lesson plans, which is the beauty of it. So I hope that you have learned something here. And like I said before, the beauty of it is there's a trick. If you want to know which one to use between ChatGPT and Claude, there's a real good trick that I've learned. Claude starts with a C and copy starts with a C. And when I say copy, I mean like written items, things that you want, creating social media type of campaigns, things like that. Claude is really good for anything that's current on the internet right now. Um, as far as I'm still aware, ChatGPT 4.0 is still going from the 1993 upload of the whole internet. So Claude would just give you a little bit more current things. ChatGPT is also excellent with custom GPTs and analyzing data. And we just used ChatGPT today. And then there also is included in here ChatGPT Mini. So ChatGPT Mini would use less of these credits. In Poppy AI, you get 2,000 credits every month. And then there are ways to gain more credits that there are contests and things like that. But look, guys, I have been creating board after board after board after board, and I've only used 313 of my 2,000 credits. And so let me just show you like what it looks like. If you hit boards over here, then these are all the boards I've already created. So I'll just move myself over here. So, these are boards I've already created, and there's a lot of them. So, and they all used, credits from this. But I am so excited that you watched this lesson planning with Poppy AI. Remember, Poppy AI is an incredible tool. The features that are included in Poppy AI are not included in other any other AI technology at this present time as I'm making this video. So I want you to be able to know the value that this could bring to your lesson planning. If you are a curriculum coach, I have also analyzed other curriculums. Just seeing what curriculum might be better. I know I did CKLA. I was going to be doing a couple other curriculum reviews. So that's something also fun that I'm playing around with. Uh, it's just an exciting thing. So you can use it for anything. I'm also a business owner, so I use it for social media and for content creation. The the possibilities are endless. Poppy AI is wonderful. And I mean, my goodness, look how cute he is. He has a Santa hat on. So just remember that you could check the link in my bio or look below this video. Click on the link, get $25 off the annual subscription by saying Mary or just using my direct link. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful day and that you really see the value that Poppy AI can bring to your educational ventures. All right, guys, have a great day.